start my speech, let's have a fun, simple science experiment first. So here in my hand, I have a glass of water and a black ink. What do you think if I put the ink into the water? Let's try a drop first. There is little change in the water, but not so significant. But what do you think if I put a big amount of ink into the water? Of course, the water will turn black as well. See, at first the little amount of ink doesn't give any significant change in the water. But as soon as we put a big amount of ink into the water, the once clear water will turn black over time. This experiment represents our daily communication in social media. There are actions that we shouldn't have done that gradually increase the negative impact of social media, like what the black ink did to the water. Before we know it, it accumulates into a much bigger problem. My name is Rosyidah Almas from Sebelas Maret University, and I'm here to talk about how social media is actually makes us unsocial. Social media is a communication technology that gives us opportunity to engage in social interaction with one or many audiences in mobile apps. We share comments, likes, photos, video, and many more activity. We use it to stay connected with friends, family, and people around the world. But do you know that each interaction you have in social media that gives you instant reward of pleasure only makes you addicted more and more? A study in 2017 reveals that high school students who get or view more likes in Instagram show significantly greater activation in the nucleus accumbens, the part of brain which controls reward. The more like people get, the more they will get pleasure from the dopamine, the more they will use social media. And the cycle will repeat again and again. Another study reveals that using social media for more than 2 hours each day increases the chance of social isolation among young adults. See, from those pieces of evidence alone, we can already conclude that, ironically, social media is not so social as its name. Communication through social media, which initially connects us in the online world, only disconnect us from the real world we live in. Have you ever wanted to talk to a friend but he keeps scrolling through his phone? Pretty annoying, right? Well, the annoyance is pretty normal because we feel disconnected from the person. There is actually an official term for that, which is pubbing, the combination of phone and snubbing. Surveys show that pubbing from romantic partner correlates negatively with relationship satisfaction. Another second irony of social media as a means of communication, but only blocks us from the real meaningful communication we need more in real life. It only separates us from the moment we live in and live in the virtual world instead. Have you ever noticed that each time you posted something online, your hidden intention is to get liked by others, to seek attention by others? In other words, subconsciously you wanted to build someone that people would most likely adore. Someone who is beautiful or handsome, someone who is wealthy, someone who is smart, winning competition, traveling a lot, and many more standard. Slowly, our behavior can be driven by social media alone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about how our little action in social media can change our behavior and perspective, even just a single like. Now, what if I said that we can make a good use of social media using its own weapon that causes us addiction? And yes, we can do that. Let's take Instagram for our example. The head of Instagram himself, Adam Mosseri, explained how Instagram works on ranking their feed, story, and explore. The basic concept of it is that when you interact with an account or post, whether or not you like it, you comment on it, you share it, and for how long you watch it, Instagram will use those data to rank which posts you should watch first in your feed, story, and explores. So when you interact with fashion posts more, you will find more fashion-related posts on your explores. As simple as that. So how do we take advantage of it? We can first follow positive people because positive people lead to positive content as well. And second, we can interact more with self-development content. The more we interact with self-development content, the more it will appear in our feed, story, and explores. And third, we can block or mute negative people so that their negativity will not influence us in social media. This way, at least our social media account can help us to grow. Going back to our little science experiment, if we put black ink into the water will turn black as well. But if we put blue ink, red, or any other color, the water will turn that color instead. It is up to you whether you will let negativity to consume you or you can control it yourself. My name is Yumna Rosyidah, and thank you for listening.